Do you have a feeling that you're meant to do more to make a bigger impact in the world? Do you have somewhat of in a sense that there's so much more that you are meant to be doing and to who you are that what you have previously uncovered or thought possible? Do you feel that in a nudge to maybe embrace a higher path? Step into something that your soul has come here to do, but perhaps you're not quite sure what exactly that is or how to actually step into that and embrace your soul's higher calling. If so, then in this video, I want to share with you 6 tips on what you can do to start embodying and embracing your soul's higher calling. Because if you're here seeing this video, if you clicked on this video, then I'm very certain that you are one of the way showers, the leaders, the guides, the mentors, the light bringers that is meant to make an impact in the world, especially now that we're in the age of Aquarius, that your soul has a higher calling and you're being nudged to finally explore what that is, or if you already have somewhat of an idea of what that is, to really embrace that even more, to step out into the world and really step into and embrace your soul's higher calling. So let me share with you those 6 tips on what you can do to start really embracing and stepping into your soul's higher calling. Now, in case you're not quite sure what does it mean, your soul's higher calling, this is more than just your purpose. This is your soul's higher calling is what you're here to do, how you're meant to show up in the world, really embracing all of who you are. And it's so important that you uncover what that is. Because if you don't uncover and then embrace your soul's higher calling, you feel quite stuck in your life. You end up feeling very unfulfilled because you end up focusing on things that are misaligned, and that's usually when challenges happen in your life, when things get kind of tough, when things don't really work out. So that's why it's so important that you uncover and embrace your soul's higher calling, because when you do, then you're really in alignment, and that's when things flow, that's when things become easy, and that's when you also feel deeply fulfilled about all areas of your life. So let's dive into those 6 tips on how can you uncover and embrace and step into your soul's higher calling. The first tip is you want to uncover what brings you such deep fulfillment that you could do this thing all day long, every single day, and not get tired of it. So it wouldn't be like, you're like a job that you have to get up and you have to do that. But no, it's like you're getting up each and every morning. You're just excited to be doing that one thing. So uncover what is that one thing that deeply fulfills you. And here I just want you to know, it's like the one thing could be the main thing, but then you have other things that are underneath it. So here, for example, my one thing is actually being of service in a greater way, really focusing on the spiritual awakening, talking about spiritual awakening, this spiritual empowerment, things like that. That is like my one thing, like being that teacher, being that mentor, being that guide. I can talk about spiritual awakening and spiritual topics all day long. I wouldn't get tired of it. And I'm very excited about it. However, there are multiple different things that I do. For example, YouTube is one thing that I absolutely enjoy. That falls under the category of me teaching and talking about spiritual awakening, right? Then also doing one-on-one healing with clients using light language. That's also part of that. You see, there are so many different things that fall under the main category of what I really like to do. So here you may want to uncover what is the main category of what you just love to do, what brings you absolute joy. That if you could do this every single day, whether you get paid for it or not, it wouldn't matter because you just absolutely love it. It brings you absolute joy. And then from there, you then can uncover, well, what are some other things that you really like doing that fall under that category of what you actually want to be doing. Now here, this can be many different things. So for example, I love YouTube. I love doing the healing sessions. I do light language. I do the Akashic Records. So there are different things that are underneath that. So by you uncovering what brings you deep joy and fulfillment, that is really the first step, because that is then the vehicle of how you're then meant to make an impact in the world, right? So uncovering that is going to be really the first step. And then everything else that I'm going to share with you then really builds up on that. But it's important that you find out, well, what really brings you deep joy? What really fulfills you deeply? Is it talking to other people or sharing something, being a teacher, being a mentor, being a guide, maybe doing some hands-on healing or anything like that? Maybe you really enjoy working with the higher realms, channeling or creating meditations, whatever it is. Find out what is it that brings you absolute joy and deep fulfillment, that if you were to do it every single day, you wouldn't get bored of it. You wouldn't get tired of it. That is really the first step. Then the second tip is you want to also tune in more and listen more to your soul's inner nudgings, because your soul wants you to step into whatever your soul's higher calling is, okay? So you're getting the nudges, you're getting the insights, you're getting the guidance, whether it is maybe you're feeling drawn to a specific modality that you feel so excited about, you just feel like you want to learn that. That is a good sign from your soul nudging you that this is it, this is what you're meant to be doing. And if you're already embracing your soul's higher calling, like I am embracing my soul's higher calling, but I know there's also something that's more evolved, and my soul is nudging me to step into that. So here, if you're already really embracing your soul's higher calling, if you feel like I'm already doing what I'm here to do, then here listen too, because there's a more evolved way then for you to then go about. Maybe expand what you have been doing. Maybe add something to what you have already been doing. Listen to your soul. Really connect with your soul on a consistent basis, like maybe daily or every other day or multiple times a week, to really connect with soul to see, okay, what do I feel called to be doing right now? How can I be of greater service in the world? What is my soul's higher calling? Like really tuning and asking those questions, but more from a contemplative point of view, right? Like really being open to receiving whatever guidance that is to your highest and greatest good that you're ready to receive. But connecting with soul, really receiving that guidance or asking the question and then receiving the guidance will help you then also uncover and then step into and embrace your soul's higher calling. Like I said, whether you're not quite sure what that is yet, you will get the guidance of what to move into, because your soul will nudge you on what modality to learn, what path to go into, what course maybe to sign up for, or things like that. Or if you're already really embracing your soul's higher calling, then there's a more evolved way of going about it, so your soul can guide you around that as well. And if in doubt, here what you can also do, if you really want to just find out what that is, you may even consider getting an Akashic record reading, where I can assist you in getting the guidance that you're looking for of your soul's higher purpose, your soul's higher calling. So here I want to check out my Life Purpose Activator reading. The link is in the description below, so you can find out more about that if that resonates with you. But that reading can give you some clear guidance, some crystal clear insights into what your soul has come here to do, what your soul's higher calling is. And then it makes it easier to move forward if you really would like that guidance. But you just tuning in and connecting with your soul can also give you some insights into, well, what is it that your soul is nudging you to move into? But then the key here is you want to listen. You want to listen to the guidance. You want to trust the guidance, even if it's outside of your comfort zone, if it stretches you, if it pushes your buttons or whatnot. Trust it and then act on that. You want to act on that guidance. That is very important. That is really key. Listen, trust, and act on the guidance that you're receiving. Then the third tip is you want to also uncover any doubts, any fears, any limiting beliefs, anything that is really holding you back from really stepping into and embracing your soul's higher calling. Because when you're tuning in and you're getting the guidance, most likely whatever guidance you're receiving is quite outside of your comfort zone, is going to stretch you, because, well, it's your soul's higher calling, right? It's going to probably stretch you. It's going to probably trigger your ego, like, oh, that is scary. I'm not doing that. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. Who am I to be doing this? And all of those different things, right? So you want to uncover and then also heal and transcend those limiting aspects of yourself, those limiting beliefs, the fears, the doubts, because they're the ones that are hindering you from really stepping into and embracing your soul's higher calling, or then that more evolved version of your soul's higher calling, if you're already really embracing your soul's higher calling. But really working through those limiting beliefs, those fears, the doubts is going to be key for you to really embrace what your soul has come here to do. And I have found like the most challenging part is really the beginning. When you're really in the beginning of really embracing your soul's higher calling, then all these doubts, all these fears are coming up, trying to keep you from really stepping into that. And here you want to work through that. You want to uncover them and then heal them and release them and transcend them and really set yourself free from that, so you can then move forward unhindered. Now, of course, doubts and fears and limiting beliefs, they always come up as you're moving forward. However, I have found that in the beginning, it's the most challenging one until you really get started, until you really learn also how can you uncover these doubts and these fears and limiting beliefs, how to get over them and things like that. But this is really key too, because you have fears and doubts and limiting beliefs, and you have shadow aspects that are holding you back from really stepping into it. And it's important to uncover that and then work through that so you can then move forward, so you can then really step into and embrace your soul's higher calling, because that's what your soul has come here to do. That is what will then bring you that deep inner fulfillment that you're looking for, that success, the abundance, the happiness, the joy, the impact, whatever it is that you're looking for to experience. You will find that when you really start embracing your soul's higher calling, when you step into it and embrace that. And you want to work through and heal those limitations, those fears and doubts, because they're really the thing that's really holding you back from really stepping into and embracing your soul's higher calling and living the life that you're meant to be living, making the impact that you're here to make. Then the fourth tip is just go out there. Go out there, step into the world, share your gifts, share your wisdom, share your knowledge, share your light, share your healing abilities, share your gifts with the world. It's like just go out there and do it. Don't let your fears hold you back from really stepping out into the world and really claiming your soul's higher calling. Say, yes, this is what I'm here to do, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to share it with the world. I'm going to let people know about this. I'm going to, share my gifts, share my wisdom, share my knowledge in a way that really resonates with you, that feels good for you. Now, in the beginning, I felt called to do something kind of speaking, but I wasn't really comfortable about really speaking in public or even videos. Like in the beginning, if I think back at the very first videos, oh my God, they were so horrible. I actually deleted them off my YouTube channel because they were so bad, right? But I started out with podcast. I was on podcast, I was being interviewed on podcast, and I had my own podcast. That was like the starting point for me. And then I grew and evolved to then grow ready to then start with YouTube. And I have been doing YouTube for the past 4 years and I love it. But there was a progression to that, right? So here for you too, progress what you're doing. So start somewhere. Start somewhere, share your gifts in whatever way that you feel called to do so, that does resonate with you, that does excite you, that does fulfill you, and then progress from there. Maybe start small if that's what you feel ready to do, and then progress. Because as you're putting yourself out there, as you just go out there and do it, you just share it with the world, let the world know that you have gifts, that you're here to make an impact, or whatever it is that you feel called to step into. And then from there, then you feel more confident and, hey, I can do this. This is actually great. I mean, I feel good about this. So let's evolve that. Which brings me actually to the fifth tip here is evolve your path. As you're then going out there, as you're then sharing your wisdom, sharing your knowledge, sharing your gifts, sharing your light, sharing your energy, sharing whatever it is that you feel called to do, you then feel called to then evolve. And like I said, if you already have been on your path of really stepping into and embracing your soul's higher calling, there will always come a time when you feel like that you have maxed out on what you were doing, that there's something that is more evolved that is trying to come through, that is trying to be expressed through you. So as you're taking action now, you won't know the full picture of what you're meant to be doing. There's a progression to it. And you won't know about that progression until you actually start taking actions. Like in the beginning, I knew somehow that eventually I'm going to be speaking in front of people. I'm still not there yet to host, live events and stuff like that. But I started with podcasts, and the podcast then led me to YouTube. Right? And so there's a progression to that. And also the work that you're doing, there's a progression to it. In the beginning, you may just start out small. And then as you're then getting comfortable with the small level of whatever you're doing, then there's going to come a time when you feel like, okay, I've outgrown that now. I now need to expand. So you want to always evolve what you're doing, because there's always a progression to your soul's higher calling. There's always a higher way, a more evolved, a more expansive way. So, but you want to be in motion, you want to take action, because that's when you then receive the insights into that next more evolved path, that next more evolved step. And you always want to follow that, you want to embrace that. Even if it's scary, even if it pushes you outside of your comfort zone, you want to follow. That's why it's so important that you just work through your doubts, your fears, the limiting beliefs, because you want to follow that. Because if you are getting stagnant, if you're just settling for how things are at that level, you then feel uncomfortable. You will feel unsatisfied, unfulfilled. It's like that itch that you can't scratch because you have become complacent. And when it comes to soul's growth and soul's higher calling, there's no complacency, okay? There's no stagnation. There's always an evolution. Life is an evolution. Your path is an evolution. So whenever you're noticing that you're feeling kind of stuck, that you're having that itch that you can't scratch, that means that you're kind of stuck, that you have settled, that you're stagnant. Here you want to uncover, well, what is that next more evolved path for me? And then you want to follow that. You want to listen to that. You want to follow that and step into that. Then the sixth tip is you want to do so with an open heart and an open mind. You want to be of greater service and really immerse yourself into doing what your soul has come here to do, what your soul is nudging you into, your soul's higher calling, your soul's higher purpose, your soul's higher passion, because your soul desires to be of service in a greater, more expansive way. And by you going about this from an open heart and an open mind, you're able to really tap into your soul's greater passions. And you can evolve into that more expansive, higher soul's calling of yours, because your soul has come here for a greater reason. And like I said, there's an evolution to that. And by you really immersing yourself into it, really embracing your soul's passions and be of greater service, always from an open heart and an open mind, that will then really help you embrace your soul's higher calling in ways you never thought possible. So here are the 6 tips of how you can embrace your soul's higher calling. Now I'm curious to know from you, are you actually embracing your soul's higher calling? Are you noticing the nudges that you're being nudged from soul to step into something more evolved? Or have you already been following your soul's higher calling, but you also maybe feel like some stagnation right now? Leave me a comment below. Let me know. I would love to know. While you're at it, maybe even hit the like button. Maybe share it with someone that you think would benefit from hearing this. I would greatly appreciate it. But also, thank you so much for listening to this. I really hope that it helped you gain some more insights into what you can really do to embrace your soul's higher calling, because you are here for a greater reason. And now is really that time. If you clicked on this video, if you felt called to watch this video, and if you're still watching this video, then there's a reason for that. This is like your notice to embrace what your soul has come here to do in a more evolved way, that you are stagnant, that you are holding back, that there's something more that is asking to come through, that is asking to be expressed through you. And it's really to listen to that, to embrace that, to step into that, and really go for it. Really step into that and embrace your soul's higher calling. So thanks so much for watching. Now also be sure to check out these 2 videos here. One is a video about the 8 tips on how to achieve higher level of consciousness. And then the other one is a light language activation to expand your potential. That's going to be very beneficial for you to really embrace your soul's higher calling. So thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.